This nondescript building on the Chippewa Viaduct is the home of Firecracker Press, although you have to look closely to find the name. Inside, there's a small business which is either one of the last of a dying breed or one of the first of a revival. The printing presses here are old. Hardly anybody uses these things anymore in this day of laser printers, but the guys operating them are young. Eric Woods started up this operation a few years ago because he discovered that he liked a part of this business that modern technology just doesn't offer.
Got my degree in graphic design, and I got out of school and started working in the design industry and found out that there was really no outlet in the modern design industry for anybody that was interested in doing anything with their hands as far as ink and paper and that sort of thing goes. Kind of went from job to job trying to find if maybe one of these, maybe this one would be the right one where I can actually kind of get my hands dirty. And never really found it, and decided that one day that probably wasn't a real possibility, and if I was going to make it happen, I was going to have to do it myself.
So he set up shop and set out to look for stuff that not too long ago people were throwing out.
Needs a little kickstart. It's 70 years old, but I found this in an old print shop that was going out of business, and they didn't want it anymore, and they couldn't sell it to anyone else anymore.
Right.
So I came along in the right place at the right time, and
but otherwise it's scrap metal.
A lot of them have been scrapped over the years.
Right.
You've got to really kind of dig through basements and warehouses and that sort of thing to find these things.
This press is still in pieces. He found it in a basement in Alton and had to take it apart to get it out. It weighs 3/4 of a ton.
We'll put it back together, we'll clean it all up, and we'll put it into use as soon as it's back together.
So again, what do you like about this? What can this give you that a laser printer can't give you?
Well, I can put any kind of paper in this press that I want, any kind of thickness that I want. So we got a lot of variety there.
Right.
I can also control how much ink goes down. If I want a lighter print, I can do that. If I want it to be darker, I can do that easily.
Right.
Also, through the pressure of the press actually biting into the paper, you get a little bit of a deboss,
and you can feel.
You can certainly feel it.
And this is something you wouldn't feel on
You wouldn't feel in any other printing process.
And there must be people out there who want this sort of thing, because Eric has been able to hire his first full-time employee, John Vogel, to help turn out invitations, business cards, stationery, and all kinds of posters. They all end up with that old-style look. But they don't start out that way.
Everything that's produced here starts in the computer first. In fact, that's one of the nice things about working here is that when you're tired of turning the crank, when you get all hot and sweaty and you don't want to do it anymore, you can certainly come in here and sit down, air conditioning, sit on the computer and do something much more peaceful and quiet.
But you wouldn't want to be at the computer all day long, would you?
No, I've had jobs where I've been on the computer for 10 or 12 hours straight, and it has its other kind of pains. So.
This is the design for a new poster for Firecracker Press depicting Eric and John. Now, in most places, a click of the mouse will print this right out, but that's not how they do things here. This design has been transferred to wood blocks, 2 of them, 1 for each color, and these will be hand-carved to create the printing plates.
This is actually pretty much in process right here. We've got a variety of tools here, just your regular X-Acto knife and then just some wood carving tools here, whatever, and they're all kind of different shapes and sizes for different purposes.
And you're saving here the black, right?
Correct.
So you want the black to be raised.
Correct. Yeah. Once we actually put it on the press, the black is where the ink's going to go. So we don't need to carve down very deep or whatever, but just low enough so that when the rollers touch, it's only going to touch where it's black. And really,
it now becomes a handmade product with, and this is important, slight imperfections, a crack or a chip here and there. Those are the things that give the final product its authenticity and its charm. But these days I would think that woodcuts or linoleum or whatever would be done for art work.
Correct. Yeah. It's kind of a weird mix in what we do here in that it's got a very fine art side to it, but for a design purpose. So.
The same process from computer to woodcut to press was used on these old-fashioned baseball posters they're making for Crate and Barrel.
this kind of thing is popping up in larger cities all over the nation. Most cities you go to, there's probably a guy in that town running a letterpress shop and printing posters, but there aren't a lot of people doing it.
At Firecracker Press, the old is new again. Young guys with fresh ideas, salvaging the old workhorses and bringing them back to life. And that really is the partnership here.
Oh, you have to love these machines. I mean, it's something that you certainly become affectionate toward, because it's a good combination of man and machine working together to produce one thing. And so you start to listen for noises that it makes, and when it doesn't sound quite right, you find out what's wrong with it, give it a little bit of oil here or grease there, and then the next thing you know, it's purring for you just like it always has.